welcome back to Face the Nation on a day when there was yet another daring attack by Maoists, this time on a train in Bengal. Let's carry on with our discussion. Varavara Rao, Prakash Singh here is suggesting from his long years of policing and dealing with Naxals that this was an attempt by the Naxals to widen the area of conflict with the government, to have a show of strength that they can strike from Gadchiroli to West Bengal. This was an attempt to show their strength.
No. It's not the question of publicity showing the strength and this thing. The question is, by saying that the Maoists are turning the whole forest of this country into a red corridor, it is the central and state governments which are turning the whole forest of this country right from Jungle Mahal to Vijayanagaram district of Andhra Pradesh. They have turning it into a big industrial corridor. And even this industrial corridor is for the purpose of the corporate sector, for the purpose of the multinationals, for the purpose of the big industry. You can take the examples in Jungle Mahal. They have given 5,000 acres of land to Jindal.
Okay, let me put that to Subir Bhowmick. Subir Bhowmick, at the end of the day, the government is a villain in many instances. The government does engage in brutality. The Indian state is certainly not innocent. So this is something that in fact is an offshoot of what the government of India and the government and state governments are doing.
No, that's absolutely right. I agree with Mr. Varavara Rao and Mr. Mohanty that you can't overlook the basic cause. You see, the communists who have ruled Bengal, and also, of course, people of various other political parties who have been in and out of power in this state, they've never understood the tribals. They have no answer, and the tribals have been left out of the land reforms that the communists performed here, and it didn't really change their lives. They then cast their faith in the Jharkhand movement, but when Jharkhand came into existence as a state, the tribals here were completely left out of it. In that vacuum stepped in the Maoists. Now here I must tell my good friend Prakash Singh that, sir, the Maoists are as much a political force as anybody else. Maybe their methods are different, and if you give them enough causes, they will try to exploit them. Why not? And I agree with Mr. Mohanty that, people, these new policies of liberalization and, corporatization and giving free run to the corporates and encroachment of tribal lands and basic resources, unless these issues are looked at seriously and unless this whole World Bank agenda is pursued, there will be many, many more people's movement, and that will only strengthen the Maoists, because the Maoists, in the fitness of things, will look to exploit these situations. Why not?
I think we have to be clear on the fundamentals. I agree that the government has been inefficient. I agree it has been corrupt. I agree that it has failed to alleviate poverty. I agree that its performance on land reforms has been dismal. In fact, these are the words of the Planning Commission. All that is conceded. But does it mean that we shall establish a parallel state power? Does it mean that we establish a parallel army? Does it mean that we give legitimacy to